Today we're going to do a nice easy stretch for the hips, hamstrings, and calves, hoping to open up any tightness you may have for before or after a run or sitting in your desk too long. We're going to start with a simple forward fold, taking our feet nice and wide, maybe beyond your hips. Take a deep inhale as you lift the arms up overhead. Slightly reach behind, lifting the heart for a little back bend. Exhale, dive it down. Fingertips to the earth, head becomes heavy. From here, leaving the fingertips onto the ground, take a minute, shift the weight side to side, starting to notice what's going on in those hips, hamstrings, and calves. Once you feel stable here, start to take weight out of the fingertips, eventually reaching for opposite elbows, coming into ragdoll position, swaying side to side. We're going to breathe here for a few moments, right about 15 seconds or so. Nice deep inhales, nice deep exhales. Letting everything just be heavy. And after our 15 seconds are up, we're going to move into an IT band stretch. We're going to bring the feet, heel toe them together to touch, and you're going to take your left foot and scoop it behind your right. So your right foot is now crossed in front, the baby toes are touching each other in a bounce, right? Maybe some space. Take an inhale, halfway lift, tuck the core in. Exhale, fold back down. And we're just going to be here for that same amount of time, that 15 seconds each side. If it's too much here, as we stretch out that IT band here in the left hip, you can bring your hands to your knees. If you need a little bit more of a stretch to intensify that IT band stretch, just walk your fingertips over to the right. We're going to begin to switch sides. Inhale, bring it to center. Bring your left foot out to the side. Go ahead, wiggle those feet hips distance and just shake it out left and right. Little bend in the knee to open it up. Heel toe those feet back together. Bring your right foot over the left. This time your left leg is behind, right? Baby toes are still together to touch. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it down for our 15 seconds here. All right, you can bring the hands to the knees. If it's too much, you can walk those fingertips over to the left this time, intensifying that right IT band. Nice deep inhales and exhales. And then from here, we're going to unwind. Start to walk those feet back out, nice and wide, hips distance, and shake it out. Find your ragdoll. Maybe the fingertips are supporting you on the earth. From here, inhale, rise back up to that standing position, and we're going to move into what's called pyramid pose. We're going to separate our feet, right foot forward, left foot back. Now start to notice as you separate the feet, if you become off balance, just separate, bringing your right foot out to the right, and your left foot out to the left. So it's like you're standing on two separate railroad tracks, versus when your feet are together, you're more on a tightrope. Keep that right foot nice and firmly into the earth, and that right knee straight to start. Straighten that left back leg, and bring your left hip forward. All right, so your two hips are in one line. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. We're going to exhale, start to dive it down. Now you notice if you need to bend that right knee, take a deep bend, fingertips to the earth. Bring the forehead down towards the knee. We're going to tuck that chin into the chest so you get it towards the knee compression. Right, maybe you touch, maybe you don't. We're going to breathe here deeply for 30 seconds each side. So keep bringing that left hip forward, right hip back. Like you can switch your hips a little bit. Keep pushing firmly into that right leg. Keep pushing firmly into the fingertips. Trying to lengthen out those hamstrings, straighten out those calves. A few more moments here. Keep breathing. Nice deep inhale. Nice deep exhale. And our next inhale, we rise. Tuck the core in, sweep the arms back up to standing. Now, we're going to bring the toes to face forward, all 10. Keep the arms lifted, maybe find that little back bend again. Now, take a walk. We're going to turn all 10 toes to face the left side. So we have that same pyramid set up, but now our left leg is in the front. Now, remember, if your feet are on like a tightrope and you feel a little wobbly, separate your feet a little bit. Right, create some distance so you're on two separate tracks. Straight legs. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, dive it down. Fingertips to the earth. Now you really want to try to get the forehead to that left knee so your left foot is in between your hands. Right, we have 30 seconds here. Tuck the core in. Inhale, find length through the spine. Exhale, let that spine lengthen over the left leg. Forehead towards the knee. Slight throat choking sensation, just breathe here. You got this. Right hip comes forward, left hip comes back. Long through that left leg, just a few more moments. Slow and steady with the breath. We're getting that stretch in. You got to hold it for a moment for the body to react. Last breath. Inhale, tighten the core, and sweep the arms up overhead. Come to standing, and then come back. All 10 toes are going to face the same direction. Reach up, a little back bend. Nice, you guys. From here, we're going to turn everything, if you're using a mat, towards the short edge of the mat. If you're not, just wherever you are in space is fine. We're going to take our hands, if you're on a mat, down towards the top edge of the mat and start to walk the feet back. We're coming into a down dog. It's an upside down V-like shape. All right, your heels are reaching towards the earth. Your hips are reaching high to the sky. Your fingertips are spread nice and wide, and you're pushing through the palms of your hands. Beautiful, you guys. I want you to inhale, lift those right toes up and back. Exhale, bring the right foot to the outside of that right hand. This is your lizard lunge. We're going to open up those inner right hips by dropping the left knee down. Get some added benefit of a left quad and hip flexor stretch. Inhale, open the arms up here. Maybe you stay arms lifted, or maybe you start to drop it down to the forearms. Going a little bit deeper into that right hip crease. We're going to breathe here, 30 seconds total, but we're really only going to do 15 seconds each side. So just letting it settle in, maybe feeling a pinching sensation. Nice deep inhales, nice long exhales. You have a little bit longer here, but not too much, so just keep the breath smooth and steady. From here, we're going to switch sides. So take the hands and place them underneath the shoulders, so you have nice long extended arms. I want you to curl those left toes under, lift the knee away from the mat. Sweep the right foot back to meet the left, and come back into your down dog. Shift the weight left and right, like you're paddling out the heels. And then come to stillness, reaching both feet firmly into the earth, heels reaching, pushing firmly into the palms of the hands, nice deep upside down V. Feel the length in the back of the hamstrings. And then inhale, sweep your left leg up. Exhale, left foot to the outside of that left hand. Drop the right knee down, settle the foot back. Right, you want to feel that stretch in your right thigh and quad. Right, give yourself that extra while you're here. Inhale, tighten the core. Exhale, bring it down to those forearms. Settling into that left hip. Right, that pinching sensation for our 15 seconds here. Nice deep inhales. Nice deep exhales. Try to relax the jaw. Right, trying to settle everything into the body so the hip knows it's okay to relax. Letting go of anything we might have done to it. Last few moments here. Inhale, hands underneath the shoulders. Curl the toes under. We're going to lift that knee, sweep that left foot back to meet the right. Come back into your down dog. Shift the weight side to side. And then one more time. Inhale, sweep the right foot up and back. Exhale, right knee comes all the way behind the right wrist. So your whole shin on that right side is to the mat. You're going to scooch that left leg back behind you, dropping the left hip down. This is a half pigeon on the right side. Hands on either side, right, of the body. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, start to fold yourself down. So you're starting to put some pressure there on that right leg. You should feel a stretch here in that outer right hip. Nice deep inhales and exhales. Feel the opening in that right hip as we breathe here for a few moments. We're going to do 30 seconds each side. Nice deep inhales and exhales. If you want to come all the way down, right, you can stack the hands to make a little pillow for the head. Last few seconds here of breath. And now we're just going to switch sides, but we're going to take a little something different before we get to that left side. I want you to inhale, lift your heart up. I want you to roll your weight onto that right hip. So you start to open up through that left side. Come into seated. Put the soles of the feet together to touch. Knees are open wide. Inhale, open the heart. Tuck the core up and in. Exhale, start to forward fold. Right, hands can be to the feet or you can walk the hands forward. It's your choice. But let the weight come down. Right? Start to feel some opening through those hips. Find that sweet spot and just breathe. Nice deep inhales. Nice deep exhales. So we find our 30 seconds here. As we find those smiles on our faces, as we find that opening starting to happen within our bodies. If you need to, you can wiggle your hip side to side, right? Maybe there's some extra flesh underneath the sits bones. If you want to go a little deeper, exhale, forward fold, coming down a little bit more in these last few moments. And then let's release. Inhale, bring yourself back up to seated. We're going to find our pigeon here for that left outer hip. Walk your hands over to the left side. So now you're going to frame that left knee. Sweep your right leg, right, the right leg back behind you, and then I want you to rotate your hips up to the sky. Wiggle your left knee behind your left wrist. Keep reaching those right toes back behind you. You want to settle the hip points down to the earth. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, fold yourself down. We have our 30 seconds of half pigeon here on that left side. Right, you want to feel this stretch in your outer hip. Find relaxation for your head. Remember, you can let the hands create yourself a little pillow, finding rest here. That core is nice and tight up and in. We're here in the last home stretch. So see if maybe you can send your breath and exhale to release that left hip just a little bit more. From here, we're going to take our hands, set them underneath the shoulders so you're long in the arms. Curl those right toes under, lift that right knee. We're going to take that left foot back to meet the right. Find our pigeon. Find our down dog, rather. One more time. Left and right, sending your weight from side to side. And then from here, we're going to drop it down to our knees. Send the hips to the heels. And we're going to find a little stretch here for the ankles and the tops of the feet. So bringing the knees nice and close together. Bring the fingertips to the outsides of the feet. So you want to be able to touch your heels and then just go right there next to them. We're just going to hold this for just a few moments. It's about 15 seconds. Inhale, lift the knees up away from the earth. So you should have a little space. So see, you're starting to push some pressure. You're starting to open up right there in the top of the feet. You got this. So just keep breathing. Try to stay nice and long in the spine, shoulders back and down. Right, if you need a break, tap down, lift back up. But see if you can just hold here. Should be simple enough as you breathe here for just 3, 2, 1. Let the knees come back down to the earth. Send your weight forward into what's called tabletop, shoulders over the wrist, hips over the knees, and pat it out. Let go of that tension. Little bend in the knees, roll the wrist, making little circles with the toes. Just get both directions going, getting that nice opening here. And then from here, we have one more pose for you guys today. We're gonna find a seated twist. We're gonna extend our left leg out nice and long, and you're gonna bend your right knee to where the foot is right there on the inside of that left leg. From here, you can stay if this feels nice, or you can cross that right foot over the left leg. Everybody, no matter where your foot is, we're gonna inhale the arms up. Exhale, twist towards the right. So that left arm will now hook around that right knee or thigh, however much depth you got. Tuck the core in so you can find twist. This right shoulder will pull back. The gaze lifts and goes over the shoulder. Now you can keep your right hand here for support. If it's in your practice to reach that right hand for that left hip, please feel free. But keep pulling the shoulder back. We're gonna hold here for about 15 seconds each side. We're almost done, so each inhale, find a little more height. Each exhale, find a little more twist. And then let's release. Inhale, sweep the arms back up to center. Little counter twist, reaching the fingertips over to the left side of the mat, and just turn your body. Let's bring our attention back to center, switch the legs out. Right leg is straight, left knee bends. Foot can stay on that inside of the right leg, or you can cross it over. Inhale, sweep the arms up. exhale, turn towards the back side of the mat. This right arm will wrap around the knee, left arm behind you. So see, you have a nice tall spine. We have about 15 seconds here. So maybe you want to start gazing over that left shoulder. Maybe you want to wrap it around for that right hip, but you keep pulling the shoulder back. Keep breathing here, tuck the core in. Just a few more moments. Feel the body open up and respond to the time you spend in these shapes. When you're ready, release. Inhale, sweep it back to center, and we counter. Fingertips to the right side of the mat. Inhale, pause here as you exhale. And then release. Take the legs nice and long. Shift some of that weight back. No flesh under the hips. Reach the arms up. Flex the feet. That means toes to the sky. And reach forward. Let the head be heavy. You can even bend the elbows a little bit. Finding a little more depth. If you can't quite get to the toes, grab a towel, a t-shirt, anything around you that's soft and kind of long. Wrap it around the toes, and you can use that to grip and pull. Stay here for as long as you'd like. Whenever you're ready, slowly unwind, bringing yourself to seated, and then continue about your day. Thanks for joining.